Hey, Michael, hey, nice shoes. Were they gold? You go, no, they're yellow. I was a runner. That's why I like Michael. When I was in college, I was a runner. I was a great runner, too, man. I was the greatest, but I wasn't fast. I wasn't fast, you know? That hurts your times, you know, when you're not fast. Coach always on your ass about that, you know? But I love, man, the Olympics were great. The gymnastics, that was the other story, you know, the great gymnastics. I love that, watching the girls hopping and jumping around there, you know? And you like it. You don't know what the hell's going on, but you like it, you know? After a few days, though, you know, you figure like an expert, you know? You know, you're watching, you're going like, 8.5. 8.5. What the hell? What the hell is that guy thinking? That was like 8.6 or something there. Seemed to me like 8.6. Guy's nuts. Some of the sports were lame, too, on the Olympics, you know, where they had, like, the shot put. I saw that, you know. And, you know, even the commentators, they don't know. They do regular sports, you know. Then all of a sudden they got to cover the shot put, you know. I don't know what to say, you know. Guy's like, hey, he chucked that a long way, huh? Not as far as that last guy, though. That last guy, he chucked it farther. I think he's ahead there, Bill. Because his went farther than the other guy. I'm pretty sure he's ahead. The lamest, though, of all was, you ever see that guy? It's a sport, fast walking. You ever see that one? It's just a guy walking fast, you know? The guy's like walking as fast as he can. That's lame, you know? Yeah. You got to figure guys like Michael Johnson are ribbing this guy around the Olympic Village, you know? You know, like, hey, I saw you walking today. That was something there. Man, that was good. Man, that was a brisk stroll you had going there today. Yeah, you broke the 45-minute mile, I heard. They said it could never be done. Holy Lord. Sometimes they combine sports, too, in the Olympics. You ever see that? Where they have two sports, they're good separately, you know, and then they try to combine them, just make a mess of them, you know, like, I saw this one guy run a 100-yard dash and then fish. You know the guy's fishing there in a creek, you know? Like crazy. Toughest sport of all, the most grueling, the decathlon. That was the toughest, you know? That's where the guy, you know, he has to run and jump, he has to climb up a ladder or something like that, you know? I don't know all the things they have to do. But they have to do 10, you know? And then they're the greatest athletes in the world, they're considered, you know? They're 10 sports. And then at the end, you know, they get a gold medal, you know, which sounds good until you consider it's the same gold medal they gave the fast walking guy, you know? That's not fair. That's crazy. That's insane. You know? That fast walking guy, he shouldn't get a medal at all. They should give him like a stick or something, you know? You know what I mean? You go, here you go, a stick. There you go, that's for you, a nice stick. That's where you win, a stick. Yeah, you can hang that around your neck there. It's a stick. That's where you won. I hope you wore some wooden shoes, pal, because you won a stick. That's what you got. All right. Okay, folks, hey. Next one, I'm going to go over here. Thanks.
Hey, good to see you again.
Hey, it's great to be here, Jay.
Have you been watching the conventions? You follow them?
Oh, yeah, I'm watching every day, you know. Yeah. I love Dole, you know, he's my favorite guy. And he, why is that funny? He's a great guy.
Nice
he was
man.
happy. Now he's getting happy, you know. Yeah. Yesterday I saw him at the convention. He broke into a huge half smile, you know.
Oh, well, yeah.
He's nice. But, you know, all joking aside, I know you love to joke, Bob Dole, you know. But that guy, he's a war hero, you know.
Yeah.
He gave his arm for his country. You know, he went through all these debilitating injuries during the war for his country. It was great. And in all fairness, though, Bill Clinton also, he had a kind of some war injuries.
Really?
You know? Yeah. When he was in England there during the Vietnam War, I heard he had a bad injury. He burned his mouth on a bong.
Really?
But you see, the only way Bill Clinton, or Bob Dole can win, really, is if Bill Clinton is rocked with more scandals. You know, there's every day a new scandal comes up, you know. I heard this one today, terrible scandal, apparently. Way back when he was governor of Arkansas, Bill Clinton, apparently, he got really drunk one night, and he had sex with Hillary.
Wow.
That's no good.
That's a shocking, shocking thing.
Yeah.
Well, you begin your fourth season when? September 28th?
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Norm, good to see you again.
Hey,
Come
good to
see us
see you,
anytime.
Jack.
Norm Macdonald. Be right back right after this. First guest, a very funny man. He's an actor, he's a writer, he's a comedian, he's a raconteur. His latest movie is called Dirty Work. It opens this June. Please welcome Norm Macdonald. Good to see you.
Hey, good to be here, man.
I love that bump we showed of you getting out of the limo in the orange. You look like you just got out of county rehab in the orange jumpsuit you had on.
I had an orange jumpsuit?
You had some kind of orange sweatshirt on when you arrived.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder what that was. You having a nice Earth Day?
Earth Day, yeah, I'm enjoying it. I do what I do on all. I got drunk.
Yeah?
That's what I do when there's a holiday. But no, it's nice. I appreciated the Earth.
Yeah? Yeah.
I don't appreciate the Earth. I don't even get it. It's just a bunch of dirt, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just a giant round ball of dirt.
Yeah, that's one way of looking at it.
Yeah, I don't like the Earth.
No? Not an Earth fan?
No, I don't care for the Earth. But apparently I was seeing on the news there that the Clinton, President Clinton, he celebrated Earth Day. He had sex with a tree.
Really? Really?
But it's none of our business, you know.
Now, what have you been up to? How's your son? You guys having fun together? You doing?
Oh yeah, we went to Disney World last week in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, that place is great, man. Yeah. There are all these like Goofies there, and Mickey Mouse, and Pluto, and Chip and Dale.
Yeah, oh, Chip and Dale. Sure.
Yeah, they're all there, and they don't like wander around like they used to.
No.
They keep them in like one place, and you have to line up to get, and even give autographs. You know. What the hell you want an autograph from? So, yeah, you get an autograph from a bitter college student making $4 an hour, you know? But I didn't stand in line. That was an hour line to get an autograph from one of these guys. So what I did is I got autographs from some of the characters that my kids weren't aware of that are at Disneyland. Like I got an autograph from Security Man Guy and Mr. Popcorn Stand. You know, they had a weird thing in that thing. There was a guy was taking a picture with his kid, and how Goofy was there. You know, or no, it was Mickey Mouse.
Right.
And Mickey Mouse was taking a picture with a little 2-year-old, and the 2-year-old's father was taking the picture. And the kid, like, slipped out of Mickey's hands and fell down. And fortunately, Mickey has giant shoes, so it protected the child from smashing into the concrete.
Right.
And it hit his, he bounced off the shoe, you know. And then there was bedlam. Everybody was, like, scared and everything. And everybody was worried and yelling. And meanwhile, Mickey has this big smile on his face. He doesn't know, you can't change his expression, you know? All he can do is like go, And I took him to Animal Kingdom. They have a new thing. Have you heard about the Animal Kingdom?
Real animals, is that what it is?
Real animals. It's unbelievable. It's like in Africa. Not in Africa, but they make it look like Africa. And all the animals, they're real animals. They're not like fake animals from like Disney World. And which is the problem with it, because you got your little 5-year-old, and the problem with all the real animals is you got to look at the giant animal penises all over the place.
You know, I never thought of it that way.
It's horrible.
Yeah. That's one way of
They should do it like the Disney World, put a pair of pants on them.
Yeah.
You know? Nobody wants to see that.
That would be my first concern. Yeah, I know. Well, I would think the kids want autographs.
Especially the giraffe.
The giraffe, yeah.
Holy Lord Almighty. I've never seen anything like it. You try to explain it you try to explain it the best you can to my little 5-year-old.
Yeah.
I'm going like, that's his trunk. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want them to know that real animals are all dirty. Those real animals, I think all they want is dirty, dirty sex.
Yeah? Well, let me ask you something. Now, I knew you when you started here in L.A., but you're from Canada.
Yeah.
You started in Canada. I did some gigs in Canada, and it's a little different, isn't it?
It's kind of rough there because they got like a lot of people that like hate me.
Oh, well, that could be a disadvantage.
That's rough going in. But like, so, it was all like, you go to these crazy places like Medicine Hat or Red Deer.
Yeah, yeah.
Or I played one place, Head Smashed In, Buffalo Jump. It was a crazy place.
Yeah.
And you know how I got its name? It was a guy, in the old days, the buffalo used to run and open in the plains. It was beautiful, you know, way back in the 70s. And they would run. And so the way they'd catch him is, Jay, they'd dig a hole with a shovel.
Right. Dig a hole. Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah.
And then they dig the hole with the shovel, and then the buffalo, they're dumb animals. They just run, you know, and run and run and run, and then fall into the hole, right? So one time this Indian dude, a brave, you know, he was digging the hole, and he didn't hear all the buffaloes were already running. And then all the buffaloes fell on his head and smashed it in. So then they called the town Head Smashed In Buffalo Jump. It's a very unwieldy name.
Really unwieldy name. Yeah. And you played gigs there? I mean, what were the audiences like?
They were horrible. Man, they hated my guts.
Yeah?
I remember this one gig I did, I went in and the guy goes like, he goes, you have to do an hour, because you have to do an hour. And he goes, I don't want you doing any shorter than an hour, because a lot of guys, they'll just run away in the middle, you know, they don't have any problems. Where a lot of comedians would freak out and bolt, because everyone hated them. Right. So I said, all right, I'll do an hour. Right. So I do an hour. They hate me the whole time. They're screaming and yelling, saying they don't like me and everything. And then at the end of it, I have to host this thing they have. It's called a joke contest. And it's where members of the audience, right, will come up from the audience and tell jokes. And I'd be the MC. So, but they hated me, you know? And so I'd go, here, come on up here. You got a joke there, Bill? And then every guy would, like, use me in the joke, you know? Like, they take the mic, okay, yeah, there's, what's your name again? Norm. Yeah, there's this fruit, Norm. And then everyone would laugh, you know? And then this one dude, he came up and he had a beer, you know, and he'd take a swig of beer and he goes, hey, Norm, you want to see my impression of a whale? And I go, yeah, all right, I enjoy whales. And then he, like, spit all the beer in my face like a whale, like a spout of a whale. And then he won. Yeah. I had to give him, like, a gift certificate.
Well, let me ask you about your movie.
Oh, yeah, the movie.
Describe your Dirty Work as the movie. It opens in June?
Yeah, it opens in June, and that was cool. I never did a movie before. That's hard, man.
Yeah, hard work?
Holy Lord, you gotta, first of all, like, you gotta go by a different name in the movie. Like, my name's Norm, as you know. So, in the movie, I play this dude, Mitch.
Mitch.
Right? So, you know, it's hard. A guy calls you Mitch, and you go, what? And then they go, cut, we're wasting money. You know, they get all mad. And I go, I'm sorry, the guy called me Mitch, you know what I mean? And I said, why can't he call me Norm, you know? This is a name, who the hell cares, you know? It'd be like on your show if a guy goes, well, Phil, you know? You're going to go, Phil, where's...
Now, what is this clip we're going to see? Does this need any explanation, this clip?
This clip is, I just want to say before the clip, Jay, and this is a very important, no, I won't say that. Let's watch the clip. I think this is a clip, because we do revenge in the business. Right. Is it already starting?
Okay.
We do revenge.
You're in the revenge business.
We're in the revenge business. Like, if you need any revenge, I get it for you. Me and my buddy, Artie.
Oh, and you charge people for this service?
Yeah, we charge people for the service. So this guy's a bad dude, this character you see here on the screen.
Yeah.
And so we get revenge on him.
All right, let's take a look. Here's a scene from Dirty Work.
But I'm right here with you, live, to show you a great batch of luxury automobiles. Like this one-year-old Cadillac DeVille. Priced right at $36,000. Fully loaded. V8 engine. Standard. Shock-resistant CD player. Standard.
Hey, the trunk looks kind of small there, Anton.
This is live. I'm on live TV. Trunk's fine. As you can see, friend, it's not small. It's a big trunk. I'll show you right here.
Well, you got a dead hooker in the trunk.
What? No, it can't be.
Yes, it was. It was a dead hooker.
It wasn't a dead hooker!
Hell, I know a dead hooker when I see one.
Hey, folks, come on down.
Hey, here's another dead hooker in this trunk.
What?
Oh, my goodness.
What are you doing?
I've never seen so many dead hookers in all my life.
Lord knows I have.
Well, Norm, good luck with the movie. The movie's called Dirty Work. It opens in June. I know you got to run. What are you on stage in Tucson tonight?
Yeah, I gotta go do Tucson.
You're not going to make that play, but look, good luck. Oh, thanks for trying. Norm Macdonald, thanks for coming right back with Tiffany Amber Thiessen. Oh, which is called Norm. Coincidence? You be the judge. It airs Friday nights on ABC. Please welcome Norm Macdonald. Hello, Norm. Come in right out there. Good to see you again, buddy.
Good to see you, man.
You look fit, you look tan, you look ready for action.
Yeah, I'm not tanned. I have heavy makeup on.
Oh, that's what it is. You know, the Costas was here. Now you see, now that's a real man here. There you go. You think he dyes it? What do you think?
Oh, no. I saw him backstage. It looked like jet black.
Yeah. So you're with me. You're in my camp.
No, I think he doesn't dye it. I've never seen hair that it's preternaturally black.
Yeah, you think so?
Looks good. He's a great man, you know.
Yeah.
I love watching sports. And I feel sorry for a little bit in the Olympics are those commentators that they get the less than marquee sports. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're not used to it because they're used to covering real sports like baseball, football.
Right.
Then all of a sudden they're covering a guy chucking a hammer or something like that, you know, or shot put something. They don't know. And they don't know what to say, you know, a couple of guys, and they're like, hey, man, that guy chucked it a long way, you know? Right? And then the other guy's, yeah, but not as far as that dude before him. And then they're like, I'll tell you something, I think that other guy's in first place, just kind of, you know.
Do you understand all the sports? You?
I don't know, because they're so uninteresting, like, you know, like...
Yeah, that's the key.
If you met a dude that, like, if it was not an Olympic year, if a guy come up to you, go, you know what, I like watching lots of that women's gymnastic. You go, good Lord.
That'd be creepy.
You know, you're checking box scores on that every day in the paper. But every 4 years, you're like, hey, that's great, women's gymnastics, you know. And then you feel like you're an expert. Like a couple days into it, you're like, 8.5. What kind of horse that? That's, you call that an 8? Honey, come in here. 8.5. That son of a. You get all mad, and you just feel like you can really, really get into it. You know, some of the sports, though, in those Olympics are kind of odd, you know. I don't know why they don't just do all real sports, but they have, like, sometimes they'll try to combine a couple of sports.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I saw one there on the TV, Jay. I swear to God. I shouldn't swear to God because it's not true.
Right. Deeply religious man that you are. Yeah.
I didn't realize as I was saying it. Yeah. But, Jay, this is true. This is a true thing.
Yeah, okay.
That I saw one that combined two sports. Separately, the sports are good,
right.
But it was a guy who run a 100-yard dash and then fish.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know that one. I must have been on late at night.
Yeah, it was a guy. The first part was exciting, and then he was just fishing in a creek.
Yeah. Do you have any favorites? Is there any one you enjoyed more than?
I don't know. There's some odd ones. Like one that always makes me laugh is the fast walker. You ever see that?
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's like going like that, and his ass looks ridiculous, you know. And you got to figure that these guys, I don't know how they get into walking. I figured I could even do that. If I practiced, maybe I could walk. But you got to figure these guys, maybe the sprinters, kind of make fun of these dudes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like around the Olympic Village there, maybe Maurice Green. Hey, Bill. The guy's name's Bill. He goes, hey, Bill, I saw your walk today. That was a kind of a good brisk stroll you had going there, Bill. You know? You broke the 25-minute mile. They said that could never be done. You know? That's ridiculous.
Now you had a story about living in New York.
One more thing.
Oh, yeah, one more sport?
This is the weirdest sport I saw. A guy shooting a gun. they had a thing where it was like a target, right?
Right.
And the guy goes like this, and he shoots the gun, and then whoever is the best at hitting the target, you know? And it was very odd because, you know, is it really a sport if they give you a gun? You know what I mean? Because the gun is a big part of it, you know? Like the speed of the bullet and everything, you know? That mostly comes from the gun.
Right, it's the gun.
And also, I tell you something else, the judges, they don't like giving a bad score to a dude holding a gun.
Yeah, you can't, yeah.
You know, they're deciding their score. I don't know, maybe an 8-6, and then the guy's going, "What? Come on, man. What do you? What's my?"
What can you tell me about New York?
Sometimes I find it easier to start my own.
Really, get the thing going. Yeah. What was the homeless guy? You started to tell me a story.
Oh, yeah,
before.
yeah. I was going to tell you that. I had a homeless guy that in my apartment in New York. You know, I lived in a nice walk-up. It's called a walk-up in New York. There's no elevators. The idea is you walk up, and that way it's easier to get, like, knifed and raped and so forth. We have no doorman, you know. Right. So a lot of times you'll go up, you'll walk up, and then there'll be a guy in the end, and then you run, you know. So anyways, there was a homeless guy that was always in front of my apartment, and I grew a kind. He'd always be real friendly. They're very one of the only gentlemanly people left are the homeless, I find.
Really?
They're very nice to you. They're like, "Sir," they call you "sir," you know. And you could be anybody, but they're like, "Sir, could you find it in your heart to give me $1?" And I always give the guy every day. I give the guy $1. I think he was saving up for crack or something, so I would give the guy $1.
And with the price of crack, you know, you got to give him $1.
You got to give him $1. Anything that helps out. So one day there, Jay, I decided to get some delicious Kentucky Fried Chicken to eat. You know, I love that stuff. And I buy my Kentucky Fried Chicken. And this is what happens when I'm in the Kentucky. This is another thing, but when I was in the Kentucky Fried Chicken place, I guess I hadn't been there for a while, right? So I go, "Hey, man, can I get some of that Kentucky Fried Chicken?" So they give me that thing. I go, "Hey, why don't you throw in some potato salad?" The girl behind the desk, she goes, "Potato salad? Where have you been?" But anyway, I guess they don't serve potato salad.
They don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
No.
So I get my Kentucky Fried Chicken. I go, "Man, I'm going to go home, eat this Kentucky Fried Chicken, maybe drink a cup of beer, you know." And that's a good evening for me, you know. So I get home with my thing of Kentucky Fried Chicken. I go up, and the homeless guy's there. I don't have $1 for him. I spend it all on the Kentucky Fried Chicken. So I get up, and I open my Kentucky Fried Chicken. Goodness gracious, if they haven't given me 7 pieces instead of my 3 that I ordered. Oh. You know? So I figure, hey, I can save this, right? But I figure, hey, you know what would be nice if I gave the homeless guy the other 4 pieces of chicken, right? And then I thought, I better keep 4. It's not fair. He gets 4, I get 3. So, you know, I'm a guy with a home, you know?
Yeah, you got a home.
Yeah. So I say, I'll keep 4. I'll bring this guy 3. He'll like that, and I'll give him a couple of beer, you know? So I come down, and I give the guy a couple of beer there, the 3 pieces of chicken, and he's, "Thank you, sir. Thank you very much." And so he's eating them. Then I lock myself out. I forgot my key. I'm locked out of the apartment, you know? So I have to phone a locksmith, and I'm just standing around with this homeless guy, you know? So I say, "Hey, listen, give me a piece of chicken there, would you?" And this guy, he goes like this, he goes, "Get your own chicken." It just goes to show you can't do anything for a homeless guy.
Yeah, homeless guy, yeah. You see, now he was saving up for the crack. Anyway, I
should have just bought him some crack.
Should have got him the crack, yeah. Now, Friday night, start again.
What's that?
Another season, your 12th season of Norm, right?
That's right.
12th year, ladies and gentlemen, Norm Macdonald. Be right back with Reuben Gardner right after this. Oh, which is called Norm. Coincidence? You be the judge. It airs Friday nights on ABC. Please welcome Norm Macdonald. Hello, Norm. Good to see you again, buddy.
Good to see you, man.
You look fit, you look tan, you look ready for action.
Yeah, I'm not tanned. I have heavy makeup on.
Oh, that's what it is. You know, the Costas was here. Now you see, now that's a real man here. There you go. Do you think he dyes it? What do you think?
Oh, no. I saw him backstage. It looked like jet black.
Yeah. So you're with me. You're in my camp.
No, I think he doesn't dye it. I've never seen hair it's preternaturally black.
Yeah, you think so?
Looks good. He's a great man, you know.
Yeah.
I love watching sports. And I feel sorry for a little bit in the Olympics are those commentators that they get the less than marquee sports, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're not used to it because they're used to covering real sports like baseball, football.
Right.
Then all of a sudden they're covering a guy chucking a hammer or something like that, you know, or shot put something. They don't know. And they don't know what to say, you know, a couple of guys, and they're like, hey, man, that guy chucked it a long way, you know? Right? And then the other guy's, yeah, but not as far as that dude before him. And then they're like, I'll tell you something, I think that other guy's in first place is kind of, you know.
Do you understand all the sports? You?
I don't know, because they're so uninteresting, like, you know, like...
Yeah, that's the key.
If you met a dude that, like, if it was not an Olympic year, if a guy come up to you, go, you know what, I like watching lots of that women's gymnastics. You go, good Lord.
That'd be creepy.
You know, you're checking box scores on that every day in the paper. But every 4 years, you're like, hey, that's great, women's gymnastics, you know? And then you feel like you're an expert. Like a couple days into it, you're like, you know, 8.5, what kind of horse that? You know? You call that an 8... Honey, come in here, 8.5. That son of a... You know, you get all mad. And you just feel like you can really, really get into it. You know, some of the sports, though, in those Olympics are kind of odd, you know. I don't know why they don't just do all real sports. But they have, like... sometimes they'll try to combine a couple of sports.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I saw one there on the TV, Jay. I swear to God. I shouldn't swear to God because it's not true.
Right. Deeply religious man that you are. Yeah.
I didn't realize as I was saying it.
Yeah.
But, Jay, this is true. This is a true thing.
Yeah, okay.
That I saw one that combined two sports. Separately, the sports are good.
Right.
But it was a guy who run a 100-yard dash and then fish.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know that one. It must have been on late at night.
Yeah, it was a guy. The first part was exciting.
Yeah.
And then he was just fishing in a creek.
Do you have any favorites? Is there any one you enjoyed more than?
I don't know. There's some odd ones. Like one that always makes me laugh is the fast walker. You ever see that?
Oh yeah, the way they do. Yeah.
It's like going like that, and his ass looks ridiculous, you know. And you got to figure that these guys, you know, I don't know how they get into walking. You know, I figured I could even do that. You know, if I practiced, maybe I could walk. But you got to figure these guys, maybe the sprinters, kind of make fun of these dudes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like around the Olympic Village there, maybe Maurice Green. Hey, Bill. The guy's name's Bill.
Right.
He goes, hey, Bill, I saw your walk today. That was a kind of a good brisk stroll you had going there, Bill. You know? You broke the 25-minute mile. They said that could never be done. You know? That's ridiculous.
Now you got a story about living in New York.
One more thing.
Oh, yeah, one more sport?
This is the weirdest sport I saw. A guy shooting a gun. They had a thing where it was like a target, right?
Right.
And the guy goes like this, and he shoots the gun, and then whoever's the best at hitting the target, you know? And it was very odd because, you know, is it really a sport if they give you a gun? You know what I mean? Because the gun is a big part of it, you know? Like the speed of the bullet and everything, you know? That mostly comes from the gun.
Right. It's the gun.
And also, I tell you something else, the judges, they don't like giving a bad score to a dude holding a gun.
Yeah, he can't. Yeah.
You know, they're deciding their score. I don't know, maybe an 8-6, and then the guy's going, "What? Come on, man! What do you? What's my?"
What can you tell me about New York?
Sometimes I find it easier to start my own.
Really, get the thing rolling. Yeah. What was the homeless guy? You started to tell me a story.
Oh, yeah. I was going to tell you that. I had a homeless guy that in my apartment in New York. You know, I lived in a nice walk-up. It's called a walk-up in New York. There's no elevators. The idea is you walk up, and that way it's easier to get, like, knifed and raped and so forth. We have no doorman, you know. Right. So a lot of times you'll go up, you'll walk up, and then there'll be a guy in the end, and then you run, you know. So anyways, there was a homeless guy that was always in front of my apartment, and I grew a kind. He'd always be real friendly. They're very Well, one of the only gentlemanly people left are the homeless, I find.
Really?
They're very nice to you. They're like, sir, they call you sir, you know? And you could be anybody, but they're like, sir, could you find it in your heart to give me $1? And I always give the guy, every day, I give the guy $1. I think he was saving up for crack or something, so I would give the guy $1.
And with the price of crack, you know, you got to give him $1.
You got to give him $1. Anything that helps out. So one day there, Jay, I decided to get some delicious Kentucky Fried Chicken to eat. You know, I love that stuff. And I buy my Kentucky Fried Chicken, and this is what happens when I'm in the Kentucky. This is another thing, but when I was in the Kentucky Fried Chicken place, I guess I hadn't been there for a while, right? So I go, hey, man, can I get some of that Kentucky Fried Chicken? So they give me that thing. I go, hey, why don't you throw in some potato salad? The girl behind the desk, she goes, potato salad? Where have you been? But anyway. I guess they don't serve potato salad.
No, they don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
No.
So I get my Kentucky Fried Chicken. I go, man, I'm going to go home, eat this Kentucky Fried Chicken, maybe drink a couple beer, you know.
Right.
And that's a good evening for me, you know. So I get home with my thing of Kentucky Fried Chicken. I go up, and the homeless guy's there. I don't have $1 for him. I spend it all on the Kentucky Fried Chicken. So I get up, and I open my Kentucky Fried Chicken. Goodness gracious, if they haven't given me 7 pieces instead of my 3 that I ordered.
Oh.
You know? So I figure, hey, I can save this, right? But I figure, hey, you know what would be nice if I gave the homeless guy the other 4 pieces of chicken, right? And then I thought, I better keep 4. It's not fair. He gets 4, I get 3. So, you know, I'm a guy with a home, you know?
Yeah, you got a home.
Yeah. So I say, I'll keep 4. I'll bring this guy 3. He'll like that, and I'll give him a couple of beer, you know? So I come down, and I give the guy a couple of beer there, the 3 pieces of chicken, and he's, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And so he's eating them. Then I lock myself out. I forgot my key. I'm locked out of the apartment, you know? So I have to phone a locksmith, and I'm just standing around with this homeless guy, you know? So I say, hey, listen, give me a piece of chicken there, would you? And this guy, he goes like this, he goes, get your own chicken. It just goes to show you can't do anything for a homeless guy.
Yeah, homeless guy, yeah. You see, now he was saving up for the crack. Anyway,
I should have just bought him some crack.
Should have got him the crack, yeah. Now, Friday night, start again.
What's that?
Another season, your 12th season of Norm, right?
That's right.
12th year, ladies and gentlemen, Norm Macdonald. Be right back with Reuben Gardner right after this.
I was saying it. But, Jay, this is true. This is a true thing.
Yeah, okay.
That I saw one that combined 2 sports. Separately, the sports are good,
right.
But it was a guy who run a 100-yard dash and then fish.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know that one. It must have been on late at night.
Yeah, it was a guy. The first part was exciting, and then he was just fishing in a creek.
Do you have any favorites? Is there any one you enjoyed more than?
I don't know. There's some odd ones. Like one that always makes me laugh is the fast walker. You ever see that?
Oh yeah, the way they do. Yeah.
It's like going like that, and his ass looks ridiculous, you know. And you got to figure that these guys, you know, I don't know how they get into walking. You know, I figured I could even do that. You know, if I practiced, maybe I could walk. But you got to figure these guys, maybe the sprinters, kind of make fun of these dudes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like around the Olympic Village there, maybe Maurice Green. Hey, Bill. The guy's name's Bill. He goes, hey, Bill, I saw your walk today. That was a kind of a good brisk stroll you had going there, Bill. You know? You broke the 20 homeless guy that was in my apartment in New York. You know, I lived in a nice walk-up. It's called a walk-up in New York. There's no elevators. The idea is you walk up, and that way it's easier to get, like, knifed and raped and so forth. You have no doorman, you know. Right. So a lot of times you'll go up, you'll walk up, and then there'll be a guy in the end, and then you run, you know. So anyways, there was a homeless guy that was always in front of my apartment, and I grew a kind. He'd always be real friendly. They're very one of the only gentlemanly people left are the homeless, I find.
Really?
They're very nice to you. They're like, sir, they call you sir, you know. And you could be anybody, but they're like, sir, could you find it in your heart to give me $1? And I always give the guy, every day, I give the guy $1. I think he was saving up for crack or something, so I would give the guy $1.
And with the price of crack, you know, you got to give him $1.
You got to give him $1. Anything that helps out. So one day there, Jay, I decided to get some delicious Kentucky Fried Chicken to eat. You know, I love that stuff. And I buy my Kentucky Fried Chicken, And this is what happens when I'm in the Kentucky. This is another thing, but when I was in the Kentucky Fried Chicken place, I guess I hadn't been there for a while, right? So I go, hey, man, can I get some of that Kentucky Fried Chicken? So they give me that thing. I go, hey, why don't you throw in some potato salad? The girl behind the desk, she goes, potato salad?
Oh, which is called Norm. Coincidence? You be the judge. It airs Friday nights on ABC. Please welcome Norm Macdonald. Good to see you again, buddy.
Good to see you, man.
You look fit, you look tan, you look ready for action.
Yeah, I'm not tanned. I have heavy makeup on.
Oh, that's what it is. You know, the Costas was here. Now you see, now that's a real man here. There you go. Do you think he dyes it? What do you think?
Oh, no. I saw him backstage. It looked like jet black.
Yeah. So you're with me. You're in my camp.
No, I think he doesn't dye it. I've never seen hair that it's preternaturally black.
Yeah, you think so?
Looks good. He's a great man, you know.
Yeah.
I love watching sports. And I feel sorry for a little bit in the Olympics are those commentators that they get the less than marquee sports, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're not used to it because they're used to covering real sports like baseball, football.
Right.
Then all of a sudden they're covering a guy chucking a hammer or something like that, you know, or a shot put something. They don't know. And they don't know what to say, you know, a couple of guys, and they're like, hey, man, that guy chucked it a long way, you know? Right? And then the other guy's, yeah, but not as far as that dude before him. And then they're like, I'll tell you something, I think that other guy's in first place, just kind of, you know.
Do you understand all the sports? I
don't know, because they're so uninteresting, like, you know, like...
Yeah, that's the key.
If you met a dude that, like, if it was not an Olympic year, if a guy come up to you, go, you know what, I like watching lots of that women's gymnastics. You go, good Lord.
That'd be creepy.
You know, you're checking box scores on that every day in the paper. But every 4 years, you're like, hey, that's great, women's gymnastics, you know? And then you feel like you're an expert. Like a couple days into it, you're like, 8.5, what kind of horse that? You call that an 8? Honey, come in here, 8.5. That son of a, you get all mad, and you just feel like you can really, really get into it. You know, some of the sports, though, in those Olympics are kind of odd, you know. I don't know why they don't just do all real sports, but they have like, sometimes they'll try to combine a couple of sports.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I saw one there on the TV, Jay. I swear to God. I shouldn't swear to God because it's not true.
Right. Deeply religious man that you are. Yeah.
I didn't realize it. 25-minute mile. They said that could never be done. You know? That's ridiculous.
Now you had a story about living in New York.
One more thing.
Oh, yeah, one more sport?
This is the weirdest sport I saw. A guy shooting a gun. They had a thing where it was like a target, right?
Right.
And the guy goes like this, and he shoots the gun, right. And then whoever is the best at hitting the target, you know? And it was very odd because, you know, is it really a sport if they give you a gun? You know what I mean? Because the gun is a big part of it, you know? Yeah. Like the speed of the bullet and everything, you know? That mostly comes from the gun.
Right. It's the gun.
And also, I tell you something else, the judges, they don't like giving a bad score to a dude holding a gun.
Yeah, he can't. Yeah.
You know, they're deciding their score. I don't know, maybe an 8-6, and then the guy's going, "What? Come on, man. What do you? What's my?"
What can you tell me about New York?
Sometimes I find it easier to start my own.
Really, get the thing going. Yeah. What was the homeless guy? You started to tell me a story.
Oh yeah. I was going to tell you that. I had a
raconteur, entrepreneur, starring in a new show called A Minute with Stan Hooper. It premieres Wednesday night on Fox. Please welcome Norm Macdonald, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, Norm, fires out like a rocket. Thank you very much. I've never seen it. Wow. Amazing. It's like, did we just do an edit? You rocketed out here. You know, most people do the saunter. It's like, bing, Norm, you're like you're here. That was amazing. That was the fastest entrance.
People don't enjoy the walk.
Well, I don't know. Some people like that perp walk.
The audience, they like to.
They want to see you get right to it.
Right to it.
You're a man of action.
I'm for the audience.
There you go. And I haven't seen you for. You mysteriously disappeared.
I retired from show business.
You did retire.
Yeah. No one noticed because I was barely in it at the time.
I see.
Yeah.
I
I took time off to return to my first love of drinking whiskey.
Oh, yeah, I know you enjoy the whiskey.
I love the whiskey, and I like watching the TV.
Yeah. Okay, so it's not like you're wasting your time.
No, not at all. I reflected. I use the time to reflect.
I think reflection is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, reflecting is good. Now, you were going to bring your son, your boy.
Oh, my son was so excited to come. You know, he knows nothing about entertainment or show business because, you know.
Yeah.
And,
I guess.
But he loves sports, you know. He's a basketball fanatic. He loves it. A beautiful little 10-year-old boy I have. And he was very excited because Charles Barkley.
Charles was supposed to be here.
Yeah. And apparently he was afraid to fly in with the fire.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I had to phone him at his school today, and he had all his Charles Barkley cards, you know, and everything. He collects them, and he was so excited. And I said, "Oh, Charles not going to be here," you know, and he was sad. And then,
well, we tried to get Karl Malone.
I know, and then you guys phoned. You said, "Hey, Karl Malone's going to be here." So then I phoned him back at school. I said, "Hey, Dill, guess what? Karl Malone's going to be here," and he was really excited, you know, because he has all his cards too, and he loves Karl Malone, so he was real excited. And then Karl Malone's not coming.
No.
So then they phoned me. They go, "It's going to be Jillian Barbary." So I phoned my boy, and I got, you know, he's in school. I said, "Hey, Charles Barkley's not going to be here, and Karl Malone's not going to be here, but Jillian Barbary is going to be here." And then he said, "Is she a point guard for the Warriors or something?" And I said, "No, she's a lady."
Yeah. You know, when he gets older, I think he'll appreciate her more.
Yeah.
As you get older. Now, we're talking backstage. You mentioned Arnold. What were you saying?
Oh, I was just telling that I love Arnold Schwarzenegger. You love Arnold Schwarzenegger? I can already see him turning the state around. And I thought it was very unfair when people said that he wasn't qualified for the office, you know, because they said, you know, because he's a movie star, you know, an action hero, you know, that shouldn't qualify him to be governor of California. Mm-hmm. But what they don't remember is, and maybe I'm wrong with this, but wasn't he at one point in his life Mr. Universe?
That's right. Well, yeah, you bring up a cogent point.
I mean, this is a tiny state on a globe in the Milky Way.
Right, just to see the big picture. Exactly, yeah.
Ridiculous.
You know, you're a smart fella. You should think about running for office with that.
Well, I do feel that one day I might do that. In all humility, I think that I might have some ideas, you know.
Really? Yeah.
But you know, I'm not ready yet. I think you have to prepare for these things.
Yeah.
So I started weightlifting.
You're working out. You look good, I guess.
Yeah, I got my abs.
Yeah, are those abs? Are they supposed to stick out like that? I thought the abs went in. I didn't know. So your abs are so powerful, they're actually coming forward. Wow, that's amazing.
And they're hairy.
Yeah, hairy abs. Yeah, I don't want to see it.
But I don't even know what I'm supposed to do when I get the abs, really. Do you just show them to people?
Did you injure yourself? Did you?
You know, I worked out, man. I went to this trainer. He was a personal trainer. Yeah. And this guy, man, I don't know if you've ever lifted weights. You look like you have, you know?
Yeah, I did.
But, no, he looks like a strong guy. But I went there, and I've never lifted weights, you know, and I was new to it. And so the idea is you take the weight, you're like, ah, and you lift it up, and then you put it down.
Right, yeah.
And then right away, you lift it again. And you put it down. And you do this 20 times, and then the weight's where it was when it started, you know. And then...
so you don't really gain anything.
You gain, the weight is the same place, and your muscles hurt, you're all sore and everything. And very repetitious, you know. It's the same problem I have with sex. I know it's too much of the same.
Too much of the same, yeah.
You can't get into it. And so then this character, my trainer, finally after 2 weeks of like lifting these crazy amounts of weights, I go, geez, I think I finally, it's getting a little easier. He goes, I'll put more weight on it. I go, what? And I'm like, it's the same thing again.
Just just a never-ending cycle.
I know.
Did you hurt
It's not
yourself?
like
Did you slip a
like
disc or
in
something?
sex, if you finally figure that out, it's not like they bring a heavier lady in.
Right. Yeah, I guess that's true. Got a bigger girl? I'd like to take a break. More with Norm right after this. Bringing a heavier lady. All right, welcome back. We're talking with physical fitness guru Norm Macdonald. Now, you're telling me, I asked you about if you slipped a disc. You said
I did.
You
I slipped a disc.
Oh, from constant working?
Yeah, from this this trainer. He kept going like, he said, no pain, no gain. And I believed him, and I kind of, it rhymed.
Yeah, right.
So, you always believe things when they rhyme. So, so I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Gain rhymes with pain.
Right. Yeah.
So I was like, ah, with one of these crazy machines, and then I went, ah, like my back had this crazy pain, which I took as a huge gain. And,
yeah, yeah, you're doing well.
It turned out my disc slipped.
Wow.
Are you familiar with discs?
A little bit, sure.
I'll explain them to you.
Yeah, all right.
Your back has discs in them.
All right. Yeah. Well, thanks for clearing that up. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, okay. I think we got a handle on it now. And one of yours slipped? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it slipped. It slipped out of where it should have been.
Ah.
And so it slips out, and then it causes incredible pain.
Sure.
And virtually no gain.
Right.
And it shoots a pain down your leg, you know? Because your body, the disc's up here, but your body, for some reason, it's stupid, you know? I think your brain is smart.
Right.
But your disc is not very smart.
Plus, it's near your ass, so right there.
It is.
Yeah, it's not going to be that smart. Yeah.
Why do you have to say that?
Well, because it's not smart. The brain would be, you'd think, you know.
No, but it seems so like a nice, clean show before.
Yeah. Well, go ahead.
But, yeah, the disc that's right near my ass.
Right. Exactly.
It starts shooting down my ass.
I'm sorry I brought it up, but go ahead. Yeah, I know what happened.
Right down my leg,
Wow.
up my leg and back to my ass.
Wow. All the way around.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
So it was an incredibly intense pain.
Yeah.
And then when you have these pains, like, it is life-threatening pains.
Yeah.
And everybody has a kind of opinion, you know?
Right.
Like just my friends, bouncers at bars. Would you like me to go like this to you? And I go, no, that's all right, you know? And everybody's got, one guy wanted me to take some herbal thing from ancient China.
Oh, sure.
I don't like those things, I don't like those medicines from 3,000 years ago. I prefer the ones that came up with last week.
Right, yeah.
So what I ended up having done was I went and had an epidural.
Oh, okay.
You know, like
Yeah.
one guy is usually for the ladies.
Yeah.
What the pregnant ladies get.
Oh, okay.
When they have the babies in their belly, they get an epidural.
Oh, okay.
So I'm a man. You know I'm a man's man.
Right, you're a man. Sure.
So I was a little saying, well, I'm not getting an epidural. That's for a pregnant lady. You know what I'm saying? But the pain became so extreme that I had to put my manliness aside.
Right.
And I did get an epidural.
All right.
Oh, my God. Even if you don't have a slip disc, get one of these epidurals.
Oh, yeah. Works for you, yeah.
Oh, man. Your leg feels so good. I mean, you want to talk about your ass, my Lord. Your ass feels like Jillian Barbieri's ass.
Right. That's very good. Now, I understand you also, you did some horseback riding?
Oh, yeah. I always thought I'd be a good horseback rider on account I love Western movies, you know.
Well, that makes sense. That's an interesting...
Ever since I was a kid, I saw them Western movies with the horseback riders, and I thought I'd always like to do that, and I felt I'd be good, and so I bought a hat. And I went and I got on the horse, you know, they have these rides you can go on, and it's not what you expect, you know.
No?
First of all, I thought the horse enjoyed the experience. I thought they were in on it, you know, they were having fun too. They don't care. No. They don't care for lugging around a dude. So we're in a thing, you know, and everybody else's horses are going, and my horse just keeps stopping and eating like a shrub and stuff. And so they say, hurry up. I'm like, I don't know, Adam, it's a giant horse.
Right.
They go, kick him in the ribs. That's how you make a horse go.
Really?
Kick him as hard as you can in the ribs.
Didn't know
which
that.
I didn't want to do because this horse is way bigger than me.
Well, yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah. So if it came to a kicking contest,
Yeah, I think.
this guy would kick the out of me.
Yeah.
Since
Yeah.
you started this filthy conversation.
Yeah. Well, it seems like a natural. Well, listen, tell us about your show now.
Oh, my show is called A Minute with Stan Hooper.
Okay.
I play Stan.
All right, that makes sense.
And it's on Wednesdays nights at 8:30 on
And what's it
Fox
about?
Television
What's it about,
Network. I play a Charles Kuralt character, if you will, a Paul Harvey, a Charles Osgood, a
commentator.
A commentator.
Yeah.
I live in New York, and I comment on small town values.
Right.
And then I feel like I'm a hypocrite because I live in New York City. So I decided to move to the heartland to be with my people.
Right.
You know? And then it turns out that, you ever see that show Green Acres?
Yeah.
I stole that.
Really? You just told that idea? All right, very good. Well, very good. The show is on Wednesday night. We'll watch it. A Minute with Stan Hooper.
Ah, that'd be great.
Norm, thank you. Norm Macdonald. Right back right after this, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. All right. I'm a big fan of my first guest. Very funny actor, writer, and comedian. Currently see him starring with Sir Anthony Hopkins and Judi Dench in Deuce Bigalow, European Gigolo, which is playing at a theater near you right now. He'll also be performing in Atlantic City, the Borgata, on September 10th, and in Connecticut, the Mohegan Sun. He's hitting all the casinos. From the 14th through the 17th, please welcome the lovely Norm Macdonald, ladies and gentlemen. Good to see you.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm happy.
Yeah.
How you doing? I got a bushy mustache.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm happy.
You like it? Yeah.
Yeah, I got it for a motion picture, you know?
Yeah.
And I haven't got the motion picture yet, but I know that motion picture, like, producers and directors are always looking for a dude with a bushy mustache.
Yeah, is that right?
Yeah, it's a little career move.
Yeah, well, that's good. I mentioned it.
How manly does that look?
It does look manly. It does. It's very. You don't see any women with those. Well, not in this country, but yeah. So it is. It wouldn't be manly.
Yeah.
Now I mentioned that you were starring with Sir Anthony Hopkins and Judi Dench.
Yeah.
Nobody got it. In Deuce Bigalow.
Yeah.
You shot that where? In Amsterdam?
Oh, Amsterdam. Yeah.
What was that like?
Oh man, I was so excited to go to Amsterdam because my dad served in WW2, the big one, you know,
right.
And he liberated the joint.
Really?
Yeah, from the grip of Hitler's icy hand.
Right. Yeah.
And so I was happy to go back, you know. And oh my God, I don't know if you've ever been there, but man, my dad would be spinning in his grave if you ever saw what was going on there now. Just a den of filth.
Wow.
They got like prostitutes that you can go and for free, not free, but it's legal.
Yeah.
They allow you to go to prostitutes, and then drugs. Everyone's doing legal drugs,
right.
And that's not my. I don't cotton to that.
You don't cotton to that, no.
Nah, man. You know, I'm from the time. Let me tell you something, Jay. I'm from the time. I remember when pot was something you cooked your eggs in.
Yes.
I remember when hash was something you were made out of corned beef.
Yes. Exactly.
I remember when acid was something you threw in a guy's face when he made a pass of your wife.
Right. Exactly. Where are those days? Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember ecstasy when it was just the feeling you had when you threw that vial of acid in the guy's face.
Yeah. So
these
prostitutes are everywhere.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
Did
you talk to any of them?
No, man. I'm uncomfortable with ladies as it is, let alone ladies that'll be willing to have sex with me.
Yeah. See, you would not want to date any woman that'd be willing to have sex with you. Is that what you're saying?
Well, they're not.
That's not your kind of woman.
They're not really willing, you know, because you have to pay them. You have to pay them cash.
Right.
And then
they don't take credit cards or anything.
I don't know. I didn't go looking.
But the way you said it, they said cash, like you were pissed they wouldn't take your card.
No. I'm against prostitution.
You're against it?
Because I think it's the one thing that you should not sell is love.
Oh. have to applaud. And it is love. You are in love when you go to a prostitute. Suppose you really love the prostitute. Suppose you love the prostitute. Is that okay then?
Well, then there would be no transaction.
Yeah, there would be no transaction. Now, I heard you got arrested.
Well, I didn't get arrested.
Was it because of love?
No, this is what happened. I was on the set.
Yeah.
Like the movie set.
Movie set.
Like this. That means for people that aren't familiar with it, that's where you do the movie.
Right.
So I was on the movie set.
Right.
So I'm going home to not home, but to the hotel. Right. It's the middle of the night. And I don't know where I'm going, and it's Holland, and so I'm walking.
It's dark.
It's dark,
yeah.
And I'm walking, and there's some people around, and I'm asking them, but they're all foreigners. You know?
Yeah.
So I don't know how to get. Finally, I see my hotel. It takes me forever, but the stoplight was red, right? So I had to stop, So I'm waiting, and you ever been where it never changes?
Yeah.
So I'm standing there forever, and then the light never turns green or anything, and I'm like, what the deuce,
Yeah.
And
so you were pretty mad to say what the deuce.
Yeah. Well, the deuce is the devil.
Yeah, the devil. Yeah.
I didn't want to.
Yeah.
I said, what the devil is going on here, And so finally I said, this is crazy. There's no cars coming by or anything like that. So I go, all right, I'll just, walk across the red light and get to my hotel, right? So I walk across the red light. Just at that moment, a policeman comes in a bicycle, right? And so he stops in his bicycle, and he's like, you can't cross red lights, in this crazy accent. That's not the accent, but I can't do it.
It's just a crazy way they talk over there. Yeah,
you can't, do that to cross the light. And I'm going, what are you guys? Are you crazy? I'm like, your whole city's a bunch of drug-addicted whore people,
This is why Americans are so loved around the world. But all right, go ahead.
All of a sudden, I'm the criminal.
Yeah.
And then I remind him, I said, if it wasn't for my dad, you wouldn't have the freedom to...
I tell you what.
If my dad hadn't liberated that country, that guy wouldn't be riding around his fruity bicycle. I'll tell you that. He'd be wearing a little Hitler mustache, and, not a big, super cool, bushy one like mine.
Yeah. Well, look, we'll take a break. More wisdom from Norm right after this. All right, talk with Norm Macdonald. Okay, so you're in Amsterdam. How was the flight back? I imagine you were anxious to get home after being...
Yeah, I was, man. I was happy to go back because,
Yeah.
I don't live over there, and I like being home. And that didn't make any sense. But I thought I was going to be in big trouble at the airport because in the movie, they had me, with jet black hair, and they made me grow a beard. I grew a big beard, and then they painted it jet black.
Yeah.
So my whole face had the demeanor of a vicious terrorist.
Let's see, we have a photo. Where's the photo? Okay, that's you flying back?
Yeah. So I look like one of those guys from those Saddam playing cards,
Yeah.
What they used to have? Actually, I got one of those. You ever try to play poker with those things?
No.
It's really weird. You're like, yeah, I got a straight to Chemical Ali. The other guy goes, read them and weep. Uday is full of crusades.
Not quite the same, yeah. So what happened? Did you get on the plane?
That was just a joke.
I got you.
So I'm like, holy God, I'm frightened because I look like a crazy terrorist, right? So I go, I know they're going to do stuff to me and everything. So I get there, and first thing I see, a dude with a giant turban, right? Biggest turban I've ever seen, way bigger than his hair could possibly be, right? And he gets right through, right? And so I'm like, whoa, right? And meanwhile, everybody's taking their shoes off and everything, right? And I'm like, hey, buddy, what about that dude with the giant turban? He's like, oh, no, he's barefoot. The guy had no shoes, right? So they let him go. And I'm like, well, shouldn't you maybe listen and see if it's ticking, the turban or something? But now, you know, having shoes is real suspicious now. You're,
Yeah, that's a sign of suspicious
you're a
activity.
suspicious character if you wear shoes. So I go there, I take out my shoes, but meanwhile, I'm like this insane-looking, terrorist-looking guy, right? So the guy looks at my shoes, he goes, yeah, go ahead. So then I became alarmed again, right? I'm like, you sure? Really?
Yeah.
You know? I'm like, you don't want to look at my ass or anything like that? Because not that I want a custom guys looking at my ass, but I wouldn't want a guy looking at me, looking like me, that a custom guy wouldn't be looking at his ass.
Right. Yeah.
So I was like, I was torn.
Torn, yeah. I can see how you...
So, but anyway, I came up with an ingenious theory. Not a theory, an ingenious proposal, if you will.
All right.
I never said "if you will" before in my life.
Really? Well, you know, you did it well.
I've heard people say that.
Yeah, you did it well.
I don't even know what it means.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, go ahead.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I even forgot what you said, but go ahead. Yeah.
So I says so I think in my head, I go, this was later, I thought, you know what would be a great thing? This would work, I think, perfectly and solve all our security problems. You go through the thing, and then they take everybody, every single person, and they take them back, and they look in their ass, right? But you don't get just a custom guys, because that's a little unsettling, right? What you get is an ass doctor, right? So the idea would be, you see, you'd leave the baggage thing, you go into it, and there's an ass doctor, right? Now, if you got contraband in there, if you got drugs, if you got plastic explosives, straight off to the hooskow.
Right, that's what you mean, yeah.
And, but if you don't, the guy checks up your ass, gives you a healthy bill of health, and away you go.
There you go. That's a very ingenious theory. Let me ask you about some of your pet peeves. I know whenever we talk, you always have a pet peeve.
What's my beef? Is that what you're asking?
Kind of like my old bit, but you turned it around a little bit. Yeah.
No, well, what is it? I don't know. Is it on that paper?
It was dumb people with opinions.
Oh, no, it was celebrities with opinions. Because
celebrities.
I'm a celebrity. You know that. You can attest to that. I find I have to remind people more and more I'm a celebrity.
Well, you're a celebrity on the show in August.
Yeah.
See, that's different than a celebrity on the show like during Sweet.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now mine's not very funny.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, so, but they have opinions, the celebrities, you know, they have opinions, and I don't have any opinions. I can't think of one. I was on the show once, man, the Bill Maher
Bill Maher show. Sure.
So you go out there, and the guy asks you questions, right? And he has 4 subjects, and you're supposed to have opinions on all of them, you know? And I have opinions like everybody has, like a mustache makes you look super cool, whatever, right?
Yeah, right.
But I don't know stuff, you know. So anyways, the subject was there was a guy sitting beside me on the panel. Yeah. This guy wrote a book on China, right? And then there's me. I'm like a nightclub comic, right? I'm sitting there. So Bill Maher, another nightclub comic, he says to me, he says, "Hey, China and Taiwan, Chiang Kai-shek," all these words, I don't know what I mean. He says, let's talk about that. Why don't we start with you, Norm? Right? So I'm like, well, this guy next to me wrote a book on the damn thing.
There you go. Norm Macdonald. Norm, thank you very much, buddy. We'll see you in Atlantic City and in Connecticut. Be right back with Ashley Simpson right after.